Hello everyone, this is Zooc, and today I'm doing a Hydralisk. Before I start, a couple of things. For the people asking about donations, and there are quite a number of them, please be so kind as to use your eyes and check my channel page where you will see a PayPal link in the channel description. I'm not asking for money, and I never will unless you want me to draw something. But you're the one asking for donation links and whatnot, so there's your answer. And secondly, if you have a general question, and by general I mean how long have you been drawing, what pencil do you use, do you have blue hair, would you date me, etc., feel free to not message me with them until you read the FAQ. That's again on my channel. I'm sure you can take the 20 seconds away from your precious watching series and masturbating time to read that. Thank you very much. Let's get on with it. Now, I've wanted to draw the Hydra for quite a while now, but the reason I didn't approach it so early was because I wanted to get a little bit more practice in, because the Hydra is my favorite Starcraft unit overall. I oftenly mass it in free-for-all and proceed to get raped by tank massers or colossus massers, but in any case, it was my favorite unit in StarCraft 1, and it's my favorite in StarCraft 2 just because it looks so goddamn awesome. And nobody can deny that. The Hydra is like the most awesome creature ever. But yeah, after my last drawing with the battle cruiser, I decided I had enough practice, because that one took like 1,000,000 hours to complete. So I just wanted to draw something organic and something nice that would be fun. So yeah, I'm still drawing on vellum because I haven't got my paper yet from the US. The good news is that the package went through this time. It got accepted at the customs, so it should be coming the following week or the week after that. And I'll do probably a video on like unpackaging and all that stuff, because a couple of guys have asked for that. For some reason they want to see pencils and notepads being unpacked. That's fine. I'll give them what they want. And this time I decided to stop being lazy, so I taped my vellum to a piece of cardboard because it kept curling on me and it got annoying both to watch and to deal with. So thanks to the guy that suggested it, I would have done it anyway. I was just too lazy to find the right size cardboard, but I went through some old stuff and found some. I used quite a number of pencils on this drawing because the Hydra has a very fleshy very fleshy texture. It has a lot of what seems to be muscle, but I'm not sure, it might be carapace as well. In any case, it's very like layered and complex and intersecting and all over the place. So using a pencil didn't prove to be the most effective way of dealing with that type of pattern. So the tool I used most on this drawing was actually a blending stump, and it worked out amazingly well with what the Hydra has to offer in terms of muscle texture and everything. So I just put a layer of graphite down just to sort of define the general direction and shape of the muscles or the carapace, whichever, and then I go in with the blending stump and detail it out. Like, I shaved the end of it on a piece of sandpaper for this video just to have a sharper point and the cleaner edge, if you can call it that, because it's round. I don't think it has an edge. And it worked out really well. I mean, you can just use it as you would a pencil. It works really well with very smooth transitions between folds and whatever it has there. The improvs I did on this drawing was I gave it a reptilian sort of eyebrow, because the Hydra doesn't, the eye is basically deep in its head and it doesn't have an eyebrow, but I thought a reptile sort of crocodile eyebrow would look kind of cool. And you can see my nose there in the picture. I always manage to catch some body part in it for some reason. The system I use for recording is god damn it, I tape my webcam to my lamp, which is over my head, so it's bound to catch either part of my head or my nose. I don't have an extremely long nose, for those of you wondering, so it's pretty normal length. But yeah, I used a 4B, a 7B, which I'm almost out of, and Yeah, actually, the pencil I used most for shading was HB this time, just because I didn't want to go crazy on the blacks, because it's tiring to look at something that's extremely black all over the place. So HB worked out pretty well, just putting it on a layer and then smearing it with the blending stump. So if you ever want to draw a Hydralisk exactly like I am, you should use an HB pencil. It has a few plates on its head, which I usually don't use the blending stump for those, because they're supposed to be edgy and cracked and, you know, irregular and sharp. So the blending stump is mostly used for very soft things, like in portraits they use the blending stump, and drawing humans and muscles and stuff like that. So it served its purpose here. Not much else to say, just detailing the head. The head was the most difficult part to draw of this entire creature, just because it's more complex than the rest of the body. But I chose a side view this time instead of my usual pose for these creatures. I tried a lot of poses for it, but it just has a lot of, like, the most attractive parts are the head, the back, because it has a bunch of overlapping plates there with spikes, and the arms, and the faces sort of as well. But in a top left sort of pose, it didn't really show the details all that well, and the head was kind of weird looking, so I just chose a side view. It seems to be popular with the Hydralisk, just because you can see like all the cool stuff, like the shoulder and the blades on the arms and everything. By the way, I'm not sure if my voice sounds weird or not, so I think it does a bit, because I went to my friend's house yesterday and had 2 bottles of wine and 2 packs of cigarettes in about 4 hours, so today is not a good day for verbal communication for me. My throat kind of hurts and my voice is a bit coarse, so don't whine about it. It's not gonna help. So I'm just detailing the shoulder now, which is made of keratin or bone. It does not matter for the people that are going to correct me. And the arms are bony as well, and the joint, I gave it sort of an accordion look. That's the second improv I did on this drawing, and the rest is pretty faithful to the original, I think. I'm not sure if the Hydra looks the same in Starcraft 2 as it does in Starcraft 1. I think they changed it a bit like they did with most units, but in any case I still think it looks awesome. And I'm quite pleased with how it came out here. I didn't expect it to come out so well, but I guess when you draw something that you really like and that you like personally enjoy drawing, and that's the case with anything, you know, when you do something, when you're doing something you like, it always turns out better than if you don't like it. Be it from construction to drawing to building to whatever, to writing even. So detailing the claws and the arms, switching between a lot of pencils and a lot of instruments, trying to find like whatever works best. If you ever do draw, get a hold of a brush. Like I have a brush that was in a set for cleaning LCD screens, the blue thing that you can see there in the top left, and it's very soft and it has very long hairs, so it's extremely useful for brushing off eraser debris or even leftover graphite that's, you know, on your paper. Because if you brush it off with your hand, it's going to smear it, and with the eraser there's a chance that it'll just erase some of the graphite you put down. So having a brush for that is really good. A lot of pros use it. So I'm just doing claw now, trying to detail it as much as possible, giving it cracks and holes and the usual stuff with Zerg. The drawing took about 3 hours in total, which is normal for me. So I moved pretty quick with it. It would have probably taken more if I wanted it to, but by using the blending stump I saved a lot of time, because I didn't have to detail every single fold in the muscles and every single, you know, indentation and all that stuff, so it saved a lot of time. Just doing the plates on the back now. Typical Zerg plates that I draw them the same every time for all the creatures. It's nothing out of the ordinary. What I like about the Hydra is that it's a mix between a lot of different creatures. Like, it has the body of a Naga from Warcraft, World of Warcraft, and the arms are the same as those of a Zergling, and I'm not sure what the plates on the back are correspond to. I don't think I've seen a creature with that sort of armor on its back, but it looks cool nonetheless. As you can see in the chest there, it went pretty quick with the blending stump. The chest has a very complex sort of say texture. It looks sort of like a rib cage with lots of overlapping ribs. Ribs? Yeah, ribs. And the sternum is a big bulging thick thing in the middle, so I'm using the blending stump more than I do with the pencils, and it's really nice. So big props to the blending stump. Thank you for saving my drawing. Now the entire body I did with the same thing I mentioned before, just putting in the shadows and trying to smear them around to create a soft sort of flesh-like texture, because the body and the back, the tail and everything, they're not very armored. Like, they seem to be more snake-like. Of course, with all the necessary grooves and whatever spike folds and stuff. Also supposed to be curving halfway through, so there's like a darker shade there to show that it's curving towards the viewer. So I'm just detailing the spikes now and doing my thing. Just giving it final touches, and the second arm in the back, I just gave it a basic shade and just didn't detail it at all, because it would just overpower the face. I'm more interested in having focus on the face than anything else. The face looks kind of cool as well. The Hydra has a jaw, and it has an extra set of jaws, like a lot of Zerg creatures. I'm just doing the cast shadows there to give it a bit of a 3D feel. And as you can see, the arm on its right arm is casting a shadow on its body, and the head also has a darker shadow where it's concave, like between the shoulder and that spiky thing on its head. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed drawing it, which is highly unlikely. And I'll see you next time. Bye.